Why does the person who prays the most, gives the most, and trusts Allah the most, sometimes suffer the most? If tests were only for the sinful, then why did the prophets, the closest of all people to Allah, endure the greatest trials of all? What if the hardship you're facing right now isn't a sign that Allah has abandoned you, but proof that He hasn't? Welcome back. Today we're talking about one of the most misunderstood aspects of faith, the tests of Allah. We tend to think of hardship as punishment, something that happens because we did something wrong. But the Qur'an tells a very different story. Sometimes the deepest trials are not a sign of Allah's anger. They are a sign of His love. And no story captures this truth more powerfully than the story of Prophet Ayyub, peace be upon him. Here's a belief many of us carry, even without realizing it. If I'm suffering, I must have done something wrong. We see someone struggling, losing their health, their wealth, their family, and quietly assume they must deserve it. Feels logical, feels fair. Bad things happen to bad people and good things happen to good people, right? But then life presents us with something that doesn't fit that formula. A person who prays 5 times a day, who is kind to their parents, who gives charity even when they have little, and yet they're the ones facing illness, loss, or hardship that seems to never end. And so the questions start creeping in. Why me? Did I do something to deserve this? If Allah loves me, why does it feel like He's punishing me? This confusion isn't new. It's one of the oldest struggles in human faith. And Allah, in His mercy, didn't leave us to wonder. He gave us the story of a man who lost everything, his wealth, his children, and his health, while remaining one of the most beloved servants of Allah to ever walk the earth. His name was Ayyub, peace be upon him. So why does Allah test those He loves? Scholars point to several deep wisdoms behind this. The first is purification. Just as gold is passed through fire to remove its impurities, a believer is refined through trials. The hardship burns away arrogance, heedlessness, and attachment to this world, leaving behind something stronger and purer. The second is elevation of rank. The Prophet taught that the people tested most severely are the prophets, then those closest to them in righteousness, each person tested according to the strength of their faith. A greater trial, borne with patience, can mean a greater station in the hereafter, one that could never be earned through ease alone. The third is the strengthening of faith itself. It's easy to say, I trust Allah when life is comfortable. It's a different thing entirely to say it while you're in pain, while you've lost what you love most. Real trust isn't tested in comfort. It's built in the fire. And the fourth is simply this, a reminder that this world was never meant to be paradise. A reminder to turn back, to call out, to remember who is truly in control. Sometimes Allah tightens the dunya around us not to break us, but to bring us back to Him. This is exactly what happened to Ayyub, peace be upon him. A man blessed with abundant wealth, a large family, and good health. All of it was gradually taken from him. His crops failed, his children passed away, and his body was struck with a prolonged illness that lasted for years. Those who once surrounded him for his wealth and status slowly disappeared. What remained was his wife, his faith, and his patience. And through every stage of that loss, he did not curse his condition. He did not question Allah's justice. He simply endured quietly, humbly, and with unwavering trust. There comes a point in the story that captures everything this trial was truly about. After years of suffering, Ayyub, peace be upon him, finally turns to Allah. Not with complaint, not with anger, but with the gentlest of pleas. The Qur'an describes this moment in Surah Al-Anbiya, when he called out to his Lord, saying that hardship had touched him, and that Allah is the most merciful of the merciful. Notice what he didn't say. He didn't say, why me? He didn't demand an explanation. He simply turned to Allah in humility, trusting that whatever was happening carried a mercy he couldn't yet see. And Allah answered him. The very next verses describe how his suffering was lifted, his health was restored, and his family, and even more than what he had lost, was given back to him, as a mercy from Allah and a reminder for all who worship Him. That response is everything. It shows us that the trial was never abandonment. It was the setup for a a return that would only come after patience had done its work. There's also a beautiful principle scholars draw from this story. Allah doesn't test us to destroy us. He tests us to draw the best of us out. The patience we didn't know we had, the faith we didn't know ran that deep, the closeness to Him that could only be reached through that exact valley of hardship. So the next time hardship enters your life, remember Ayyub, peace be upon him. Tests are not always punishment. Often they are purification. They are elevation. They are an invitation to turn back to the one who never left your side, even in the silence of your pain. Allah doesn't test those He's forgotten. He tests those He intends to raise. If this reminded you of a trial you're going through, or one you've already come through, I'd love to hear about it. Share your story in the comments below. Someone out there might need to read it today. And if you want more reminders like this on patience, faith, and the wisdom behind Allah's decree, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next one. Until next time, stay patient, stay grateful, and trust the one who sees what you cannot.